These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Monday, October 16th. And we have plenty of stuff to talk about because the NBA season is literally right around the corner. I know we said it at the start of October, but oh boy, are we close. We're in the swing of things now. Preseason counts at this point. I'm sorry, it counts. I'm hyped. I'm
it counts. Damn right it counts. We've been sitting here waiting all summer talking about Bleacher Report. Got an actual game tomorrow. Back when you're listening to this tonight, they'll be playing the Knicks at the Garden. Can't wait. Could be more excited. Apparently, I guess as we kind of get into it, Missoula said today, they're trotting out the fellas tomorrow. Everybody's playing. So just another kind of hype game. Some lineup questions might get answered tomorrow. A lot to watch for as we get into that. I guess we can do a preview if you want as part of the rundown or not.
Yeah, yeah, they do have
just quick things to look for.
There's only so much you can preview for a game, but yeah, let's kick off with that. Why not? Celtics do play the Knicks tonight as you guys are listening to this on Tuesday the 17th in their fourth of 5 preseason game.
Yeah.
Their last game on
playback. Be there.
Yes, be there Thursday October 19th. We will be live streaming the Celtics Hornets game here. Don't worry, I'll put it in the chat for. No, I'm just kidding.
No longer asking.
But Celtics Knicks. Again, there's only so much you can preview for a preseason game, so we'll go through it briefly. I just want to see Kristaps and Jrue and all the fellas just murder the Knicks starters if they play. That's what I want. I just want to see them completely overwhelm them. I think the Knicks are a good team in the Eastern Conference. Do I think they're a great team in the Eastern Conference? No. If I had to put them somewhere, I'd probably peg them at like 4, 5, 6. I think they'll land there. No, I think they're better than a playing team. I think
they had a good
summer. The playoffs. I think they'll get in the playoffs straight up. We are getting down to the point where we should do our standings and award predictions. We do them every year.
We're going to have a whole 6 days between Thursday's preseason finale and opening night. So don't you worry.
That's when we'll do them. But yeah, Celtics next. I want to see Porzingis, revenge up on his former team. Yeah, revenge game. Svi Mykhailiuk revenge game. Svi revenge game. Thoughts?
Yeah, they didn't give him much of a chance last year, and then he went to Charlotte and lit it up.
They waived him, I think. I think they just straight got rid of him.
Disrespect. I feel like the Knicks aren't really good enough to waive people.
No, he was traded. He was traded. He was in the... Wow, this is a huge trade. I'm sorry. Yo, look at how many words are in this trade. I'm showing it to YouTube.
Is this the basketball reference where... Yeah,
yes.
Look at that.
This is a hoss of a trade. I'm trying to find the main names that were involved.
Tybal?
This was Tybal to the Blazers. He was. Yeah, well, they sent Mykhailiuk to the Hornets. Hornets sent Jalen McDaniels in a second to the Sixers. The Knicks sent Arcidiacono, Cam Reddish, dude I've never heard of, and a first-round pick to the Blazers. Chris Murray was selected. Sixers traded a second to the Hornets. That was Colby Jones. That's not the Hornets player, though. Sixers traded Tybal to the Blazers, but Jesus. Josh Hart to the Knicks. This was the Josh Hart to the Knicks trade. Okay. My God. That's how he ended up in Charlotte, where he did play well. Now he's in Boston, and he will be looking for a revenge game. Looking for a revenge game. Shall we look at Sam? This is a fun game. Playing the Knicks tomorrow, or tonight as you guys are hearing this, tomorrow as we're recording this. What is Julius Randle averaging in the preseason? Let's play a game. Let's play Sam's favorite game. I have no idea. I haven't looked this up, but I know you have a like or dislike Julius Randle. He's only played in 2 games, and he's only averaging 18 minutes a game. So yeah, that's for your context. What's he doing?
I think he's averaging like 8.5 points a game. I think I saw somewhere that he has been dog shit.
9 points a game, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty close. Round up.
I will say 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, a turnover, 1.5 turnovers, and he's only shooting 41.7% of the field. However, 3.5 of his 6 shots are threes, and he's shooting 43% from his threes. So he's making his shots. Not the best preseason for Julius.
I'll say this is in the regular season, maybe he'll work to get different shots than just threes. But if his shot profile is going to be over half of his shots coming from three, bad player. With his skill set, bad player. It's true. It's lazy. It's settling. It's a lot of the issues I had with Tatum the last season and a half or whatever, when he could have been probably a step better than he was because of the laziness to settle, or the maybe not laziness, but forced to settle with the lack of resources around him. Whatever.
Sure.
Whatever, however you want to spin it. I kind of label it more lazy, but other people will be like, well, when you're seeing three guys or whatever. Randall fumbles around like a bull in a china shop, and he's just chucking threes in the preseason.
How many threes per game did he shoot last season, Sam?
5.
8.3.
That's a lot. How many shots did he take?
18.6. Less than half.
The ratio is a little different.
He shot 34.3% on him too. It's not great, but it's not like
you ever watch old games and you're like, damn, like they were just taking mid ranges, like kickouts were to the mid range.
Yeah, I've seen like clips and stuff. It's
crazy stuff. It's crazy
also
to watch.
Potential reason behind why the Knicks were so good that year: Julius Randle shot 41.1% from three on 5.5 attempts. Maybe an outlier.
The bubble?
No, that was the one year they were really good, 2021, when they were like the 4 seed.
Oh, not the bubble. I meant the empty arenas.
Yeah, and then Trae Young came into Madison Square Garden and made them look.
Yeah,
foolish.
once they let people back in, they weren't good anymore.
Yeah. You know what else is an interesting storyline now that we're in depth Celtics Knicks? Evan Fournier has been like really good for them, and like there's all this propaganda, him saying he should play, Rudy Gobert saying he should play, like obviously his French teammate, and like people saying like he's the best shooter on that team. And so far, like he's shooting 46.2% from three on 6.5 attempts in 2 games. What is that math? He's taken 13 threes and made 6 of them. Like he's been objectively just good in the preseason so far. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets minutes. I doubt it because they have a deep guard rotation.
Tibbs hates him.
This is also true. But you could probably get, like you said, a trade done for him. So we'll see what happens.
Who wants?
All right. I saw stuff over the summer that maybe you trade him to San Antonio. Because Wemby and him are both French and they could use him a veteran presence, and maybe you dump a contract if you're San Antonio in that. I don't know. We'll see who wants it. But I went to Celtics practice for the past few days. I've been at Celtics practice this preseason. But we'll focus on today. And the biggest takeaways that I had from practice today, it was a big day. Before I even get to the takeaways, Jeff Van Gundy was at practice today. He was there talking to Brad Stevens, who was in a sweatsuit, much to Sam's delight. And Brendan Glasheen, who's the play-by-play guy in Maine, made sure to comment and said, I'm loving the casual look, Brad. But the biggest takeaway I took from it was the guard room is very competitive, very tight-knit, and very like willing to communicate. So Jrue Holiday talked, Peyton Pritchard talked, Joe Mazzulla talked. For my article for Celtics blog, which I don't think has come out yet. I think it'll probably be out by the time you're listening to this, or if not, shortly after. The takeaways were them just talking about how great the guard rotation is. I asked Jrue, that's basically it.
It is good.
I asked Jrue Holiday, I said, like, what's the competition been like in practice? He said, it's been fun. We're pretty guard heavy defensive guys, but when you see the top dogs going at it, you see JB and JT going at it, then Peyton and JB, then D White and me. Like he said, it's obviously an environment for winning. It's an environment to have a competitive nature. And again, to get upset and make your teammates better. So they're battling in practice, and everyone's talked about how hardcore this camp's been. Peyton Pritchard talked about how they've been running a lot more. It's been more intense. Joe Mazzulla said they've been running more scrimmages, stuff like that. Like they are ramped up and they're very competitive, and that guard rotation seems very, very good.
Yeah, I mean the Celtics did a great job this summer of reshaping it. They had a great guard rotation last year. It's still great, but it looks different. Peyton Pritchard's taken a major leap. And I know Jrue Holiday had some things to say about him today. But Pritchard has been the big surprise in the preseason. Nobody knew what to expect of him coming off a year of just hanging out and not doing a whole lot. And he kept sharp, and he's looked dominant in the preseason. He's looked like someone that the Celtics can rely on off the bench, which is really big considering that they did get rid of 2 of their 3 rotation guards last year and only replaced 1. So him stepping into that role is something I'm excited for. And I want to see him light it up.
Jrue Holiday also, by the way, who called himself a quote fat boy.
Yes, me too. Me, him, handshake.
You him handshake. Shut the fuck up, calorie counter. Get your ass out.
Yeah,
of
but
here.
I still eat a lot.
Motherfucker, fat boy,
I still
calorie
have like
count, that
legendary eating stories. It's
All
just-
right.
I gotta fill the calorie when I'm running and I'm burning 700 to 1,000 calories. I gotta eat.
Mhm. Jrue Holiday was also asked about Peyton Pritchard. And like what's been like playing with him, and Jrue Holiday just immediately goes, "It's fun. He can hoop. Just a natural bucket. The way that he plays is so easy. It looks like it comes naturally to him. So it's always fun to watch him play." Which is cool to hear from Jrue Holiday say about Peyton Pritchard. Also talked highly of Derrick White, like you mentioned. Peyton talked highly of Jrue. The quote that I enjoyed the most outside of the environment for winning, which I led with in the article. Basically, Jrue Holiday asked about being a mentor for the younger guys. And he said, it's not even about young guys. I think it's just being open, because there are things I feel like I could even get from him being Pritchard, even how he comes off screens and shoots it. He's a couple inches shorter than me and he gets a shot off every time and it's pure. So I think it's just having that relationship, building that chemistry, and then keeping that line of communication. And I thought that was really cool to hear from a vet saying like I'm obviously going to help them, but I can learn shit from them too. Like as weird as it is to hear Jrue Holiday say, yeah, I can learn from Peyton Pritchard. Like if Peyton Pritchard's shooting off the catch and coming around screens and shooting can help Jrue Holiday improve in that area. You know what I'm saying? Like there are things you can take from other guys, no matter what level of player they are. And so to hear that they have that sort of cohesion was cool, and something again I wrote about, which you should be seeing soon.
Check it out.
So yeah, please do.
Fellas are going to build off it and win this year. They better win.
They better win. I think that was it from practice today. So we can move right into something you wrote about. Derrick White extension talk. So hit me with it, Sam.
Yeah, so yesterday, I believe when the Globe did the Van Gundy article, they featured a little tidbit there about Derrick White, who is reportedly talking an extension with the team. Now, it's something we kind of asked Jake Fisher about. He didn't really have a whole lot for us on that, but he did tell us that they like him quite a bit and they hope to have him around for the future. So that report is true. We had it first, for anyone wondering. But yes, talks have been ongoing per Himmelsbach, but nothing appears to be on the immediate horizon. Both sides will have an October 23rd deadline to reach an agreement, which is the day before the season tips off. Now, we talked about this before. It was discussed in the Celtics blog chat today that even if Derrick White and the Celtics don't reach an agreement before the season tips, they can still agree to an extension before June 30th, 2025. So that is the last day he will be under contract with the team, as he's under contract for this season and the next, set to make 18-4 this year, 19-6 next year. Still a great contract. No number was thrown out in what he may get in an extension, but you'd have to imagine it's something somewhat friendly. Thoughts on the Derrick White extension, Jack? I can't imagine what you'll have to say.
Do it now. I was talking with Bobby Manning about this at practice today, and he mentioned briefly, I don't know if this is an actual number, I think this was just him like speculating based on how the numbers work, that it could start at like 27 a year and go up from there, or maybe that's around where caps. I don't know. I think they could probably inch towards 30 million. But at the same time, Derrick White could get more money on the open market and free agency, so that's something to watch for as well. Like he could get paid more if he's a free agent. It's not like bird rights, right? Because you can only make on an extension, you can only make a certain amount based on how much your last contract was. So if Derrick White really wanted to maximize it and he had offers or interest from other teams, hitting the open market could potentially make him more money. It's just a matter of balancing that with, is there a team out there willing to spend that much on him? You know, is he willing to go to that team over the Celtics? Does he want to win? So there's a lot of factors. I don't know if it gets done before the season. It wouldn't surprise me if it's more of a wait until next summer type of thing. But I do, if I had to guess right now, and again, this is completely speculation, I would assume they get an extension done with Derrick White. I have to imagine.
Really?
They like him too much. I think they'll extend.
You
Derrick
think
White,
this year or next summer?
That's what I said. I don't know if it'll be before the season or it'll be just by the time that June, whatever deadline in 2025 and the final year of his deal comes around. But I don't think Derrick White is somebody that will leave. And if they don't extend him, I think he will be traded before they reach that point. That way. Well, because if he makes it clear, by that point, you'll know whether or not he wants to hit free agency. And then if you're the Celtics, you shouldn't risk losing him for nothing because you can't afford to pay him in free agency.
Well, also with the new CBA, you can't be screwing around with guys in cap slots. So the big reason for me, I think the Derrick White extension is important to get done is because I don't really think you're going to be able to replace him once your hands are tied with a new CBA. Now, again, once you go over that second apron, there's so many things you can't do. Your draft pick goes to the end of the round. You can't trade or you can't use the mid-level exception. You can't trade and take back 100%. You have to take back 110% of the money. So it becomes harder and harder to make moves to improve the roster. By securing Derrick White, somebody that's been nothing but solid for the Celtics, you have a way to bypass all of the hurdles they put in front of you when it comes to acquiring talent. You don't need to worry about that. That's why with this rule going into place, I feel like across the board, we're going to see more and more extensions get done. That's the thing about the Jaylen Brown extension when it happened. Everyone was mad. It's like, well, what else are you going to do with that money?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I think the Celtics will extend Derrick White at some point. For how much and whatever it is, I don't know. I think he's a $30 million player under these new CBA and with this new cap stuff. Like, he's that good. He's that impactful. He is like perpetually underrated at this point. So I think he deserves that. And speaking of the fact that Derrick White's
underrated?
Yes.
Not to interrupt you, because I feel like it's like secrets out and now everybody wants to say he's underrated, and I feel like he might be appropriately rated now.
No, he literally was just left off the top 100 list like a week ago.
Oh, that was done on purpose. They knew what they were doing.
Did they?
Because then idiots like us trot out and start talking about it, and then everyone goes and clicks it.
He's still underrated because he's not the shiny new object anymore. It's Jrue Holiday. It's Kristaps Porzingis. And people are just like, oh, Derrick White's cool. But like Derrick White is a starter on almost every team in the NBA. Other than the Celtics, he starts.
Maybe the Celtics.
I don't think, and maybe even the Celtics. But there is not another team in the entire NBA where it would be even a question that Derrick White starts. You can't name one. I can't name one. He starts on every other team. Every other team. Are you trying to think of one? Because every team.
Yeah, because he can play multiple positions. Like, I can't even be like, well, the Warriors.
No, because you can start him in any of those spots. Like, you'd start.
Yeah.
I think Derrick White's better than Chris Paul at this point in their careers. So I think he starts there. I think you bump Klay Thompson up, Andrew Wiggins up, and you start something. Derrick White's that good. And he can come off the bench because his game suits it, right? Like, you can run him off the bench. But I don't know. Regardless.
Get ready for the NFL season with incredible offers from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets. Guaranteed. That's guaranteed. Plus, all customers who bet $5 will get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Now is the best time to join FanDuel. It absolutely is. The app is easy to use, and you can be on everything from spreads to player props and more. So visit FanDuel.com/Boston. Kick off the NFL season with an offer you won't want to miss. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
The fact that he's underrated has drawn the attention of certain Laker. D'Angelo Russell said that he wants to be Derrick White. And as much as we can mock this for Lakers Celtics, like, it is cool to see other players say, yeah, I want to be Derrick White on defense. Like, that's a really cool thing to see, in my opinion.
This one's for you, Jack. That's what it is. D'Lo gave you like a mini shout out. He's like, there's one guy on the whole planet. No, three guys. You, Derrick White's dad, and Derrick White that are going to be excited about this.
I love it. Everyone got excited. Everyone's talking about it. And genuinely, look at Celtics Twitter. It was
I know
all over this morning.
I'm just messing with you. I think it is cool. I think it speaks a lot to Derrick White maybe not being underrated, but Derrick White getting his respect. More importantly, as a defender, he made the all-defensive team last year. He was good enough on defense where the Celtics felt comfortable giving up Marcus Smart, which I feel like was a major factor in that. I don't think they would give him up if they didn't feel they could replace him, because they didn't know they were getting Jrue Holiday until like last week. So they didn't just say, oh, yeah, we'll be fine. No, they said Derrick White's got our back. That's what they said. Derrick
full
White,
quote.
who, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I thought you were done. Said basically he's been talking about his defense, which he's actually been like, as much as you want to joke about it, like he admitted like, yeah, it was a liability on defense last year. I've been trying to actively like try and be better and play in the scheme on that end, which respect. He said, yeah, I mean, this is a situation where you can where you control your own destiny, and that's how I'm preparing for it. I'm not using preseason as preseason. I'm using it as the first few games of the season. That's just my approach. If I look crazy doing it, picking up guys full court and diving into all of that, that's just what I want to be. My inspiration has been Derrick White. I want to be Derrick White. He doesn't get a lot of credit for what he does, makes all the winning plays, and that's what I want to be. Shout out. There's respect, right?
If you're Derrick White, do you feel disrespected? You're like, D'Angelo Russell thinks he can be me on defense?
No, he's there's a difference between wanting and capable.
Well, like, not for nothing. D'Angelo Russell didn't be like, I want to be Jrue Holiday. I want to be, we'll just say Marcus for the sake that he won Defensive Player of the Year as a guard.
Sure.
Like, maybe he aimed a little bit lower. He's like, if I say Derrick White, no one's going to clown me. But if I was I want to be locksticks, Jrue Holiday, who may be the best perimeter defender in the league,
It is,
according to the GMs.
As much as we love and appreciate Derrick White, it is a very random name just to throw out in the general scheme of the NBA.
He knew
right?
what he was doing.
Maybe. And for what it's worth, Jrue Holiday did talk about today, and he was just like, yeah, he's just super reliable. Like, he does everything. Joe Mazzulla also talked about it. I think Jay King was asking about it, so he probably wrote about it for The Athletic. But Joe was like, yeah, I mean, he's just, his body language is always good. He's just always doing the right things. You can always depend on him. So respect.
Number one respect earning response Joe Mazzulla could have got is him just being like, aren't the Lakers sad? They're just looking up to Celtics players with kind of, and then just move on, like, give you guys all a chuckle.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, I mean, we all know how much I love Derrick White, so I enjoyed seeing that very much. But let's move on. Celtics willing to sacrifice. Bobby Manning of CLNS Media and Celtics blog and friend of the show wrote about this today, but you put it on the sheet, so I'm going to let you lead it in.
Yeah, so there was a lot of different quotes towards this. Bobby wrote about it on Celtics blog yesterday, and the one that really caught my eye came out today, but he asked the question. And it was Jrue Holiday talking about coming off the bench. We kind of hinted and danced around this throughout the show already with the Knicks. And, everyone's going to play tomorrow. We'll look at some lineups. And then Derrick White, maybe as a starter on the Celtics. We don't know. Jrue Holiday was asked at Celtics practice by Bobby Manning today about what he thinks of coming off the bench. Of course, that first preseason game when everyone played against Philly, he was the guy that came off the bench and he was not part of the starting lineup. Holiday said, it's not that big of a deal. I like winning. Winning is really important. Playing and being on the court is important. Supporting my teammates is important. It's not always about how you start. It's how you finish. So pretty solid answer from Jrue Holiday, who selflessly has volunteered almost to come off the bench, says he doesn't care. Then you had the Kristaps quote from yesterday or Friday, sometime. You talked to Bobby. Said about playing with the Celtics, you're just playing with all these talented players that you know that can make stuff happen. You can just be there to support if needed. Honestly, I'm just going to play my game and everyone is going to be able to play their game. And if all of our stats dip a little bit, who cares? We're here to win. This is something that we talked about quite a bit once we learned that Porzingis was joining the team. Even before we knew about Jrue Holiday, we compared him to the 2008 team. The 2008 team, bunch of stars come together. This case is a little bit different because Brown and Tatum have been playing together. Those three guys did not play together before that season. But all of their stats took a dip. They sacrificed shots. They sacrificed scoring. They sacrificed probably some big-time ups in their all-time stats because they wanted to win. These guys, very, very similar vibes. You had Paul Pierce running around practice all through training camp. You have Sam Cassell on the staff, somebody that was a part of that team and can share anecdotes, talk about how those guys dealt with it, whatever it may be. You're starting to see a lot of parallels before a single game has been tipped, a real game, between this team and the last team that won a title. So pretty cool stuff. I'm sure you have some thoughts too, but man, these guys all have their heads in the right place.
Oh, they're ready. I haven't been
I'm ready. Sacrifice our stats.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Whoa. I haven't been this ready for a Celtic season in a minute. Like I was excited last year. I was excited the year. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been excited, but like there's just something. There's something about this. You know what I'm saying? Like there's going into the season, you just feel like,
Well,
oh
enjoy
boy.
it now because it's not going to last.
True. We'll see. You never know. Maybe.
This is the potential. Now, we don't know what we're getting from them. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Like, you truly just don't know what to expect. Are they going to be a blow lead team anymore? We don't know. Are they going to be just dominant? We don't know. We haven't really seen this group play together too much. So that's a big what if to look at. But in the past, being good has kind of sucked. Last year sucked. They were supposed to win, and they sucked, and it was miserable.
Yeah, I mean, please don't do that. That's what I got
agree.
for you. I'm gonna throw this back to you again because for the second show in a row, Celtic social media is on fraud watch.
Yeah, this has been a very tough preseason for the Celtics social team. We talked about this on the last show, and the dominoes have continued to fall. So first, we'll readdress this. They shared the video of Jaylen Brown struggling to dribble with his left hand. Now, we did hypothesize that this could have been a bit, and everyone was in on it. Hope it was. But it was very tough timing after a summer of him just getting ridiculed for not being able to use his left hand. Then they shared the photo of Nimi dunking on Luke Cornett as the two are kind of, maybe if not being pitted against each other in the actual rotation, amongst the fan base. Everyone's like, you got to pick one. The fans in our comments are very divided on this. There are some people that think we're idiots because we don't think Cornett's the worst thing ever. But also, I've been gassing up Nimi, so I don't understand why they're that.
There's no divide. It is a united front against us. Let's not act like there are very few.
Well, I think I've been neutral. That's the thing. Like I'm reading the comments. I'm like, well, this isn't fair to us. I think we're pretty like, whatever on it, which it is kind of a whatever issue. But
you know what's gonna happen?
Go ahead.
We've talked about Cornett and Nimi for 30 seconds. Only comments on the whole pod.
Good, dude. I like comments.
Cornett and Nimi. Yeah, I'm not gonna complain. Now we got a new one.
Yeah. So on maybe Friday, I saw it on Saturday. The Celtics social team posted a video of all of the guys working out in the weight room, on the court, at the Auerbach Center, getting ready for the season. And they captioned it, "Building brick by brick." Now, I don't know about you, but maybe that's not the best caption for a post for a basketball team. That likes to shoot a lot of threes, nonetheless.
Yeah, maybe just building from the ground up. We're
building from the ground up. Maybe we're ready. Yeah. Maybe getting swole. Maybe
brick by brick is a choice.
Look at these big biceps. Maybe look at the sweat. Yeah. Something. Not bricks. You don't want bricks, on the social post. I can't wait till they absolutely suck. Imagine if they have a Rockets Game 7 performance where they miss X amount of threes in a row. You know how many quote tweets that damn Twitter post is going to have?
Brick by brick.
Too many.
You know what? Maybe smart by Celtics social. Get an engagement.
See, but the thing about the Celtics is they're big enough where they don't need the bad.
Nah, you always need the bad.
They don't really benefit from the getting roasted part of things. Like if we did something stupid and everyone was like, these guys are idiots, people would click and be like, these guys are idiots, but they might also click and be like, these guys are kind of funny and stick around. The Celtics really don't need anybody else to stick around at this point. I mean, you're already going to get the influx of Patriots people. The Patriots lost again yesterday when we're recording this, they lost. Now they're 1-5. They're cooked.
Yeah,
they're finished.
They're bad. They're done.
Maybe they should fire Belichick. Comments on that one. But I don't care. You know what's great is I literally could not care less, and I kind of root against them. The unnecessary shock and sadness on the Twitter timeline that they lost again is unbelievable. Every week I get a kick out of it. It's like, really? You thought they would not lose? Okay.
It was especially bad this week because the Raiders are like bad.
Didn't watch a lick of it.
I'm not saying an excuse, but like you lose to the Cowboys and another good. I forget who they played the other week when they lost, or the Saints. I guess the Saints aren't great, but like the Raiders are not good.
Saints are a powerhouse.
Saints
Derek Carr, shoulders falling off.
The Pats are just bad. Don't care about it.
Pats are bad. Yep.
All right. Let's go to the emails. Let's check in with our emails, see what people have to say. I believe we have one from Philip and some from RJ. I know we have some from both of them, but let's take a look here. Philip, fellas, I know it's early, but could you see a scenario where Joe gets coach of the year if the offense is improved and doesn't stagnate, the defense doesn't drop off from last season, we take the East? I could see it. Best Phil. I think there's only one scenario where Joe Mazzulla wins coach of the year, and it's if the Celtics completely roll the East. I think if
They
the Celtics
should.
if they get 60 wins, 65 maybe, then yes. I don't think they get 60 wins. Not because they're not a powerhouse. There's just too much talent in the Eastern Conference.
Too much
the,
going
the
on.
entire NBA. Yeah. Like, you have to remember, as much as coach of the year is about the best coach, it's also about the storyline. Eric Spoelstra's never won coach of the year. He hasn't, because he's never had the storyline. Last year, Mike Brown won it because he was a good coach, but also because the Kings were good for the first time in forever, right? What about past years? NBA coach of the year winners. Let me take a look.
Dwayne Casey was a hoss.
This is true. He did get fired.
Got
But before that, Monty Williams, Suns, rolled the West. 60 plus
60
wins.
win
Yep.
team. Yeah.
64 wins. Tom Thibodeau won it with the Knicks because the Knicks were good, relevant for the first time in years. So there you go. They were a pretty good team. Nick Nurse won it in 2019-20 because the Raptors were good that year. Really good.
And they won the title.
19-20. No.
Mistake.
Yeah, no. Year prior. But the Raptors were good that year. Budenholzer in 18-19. Bucks, 60 wins. Dwayne Casey, Raptors that year, 59 wins. 60 wins.
Questionable names that have won Coach of the Year.
Sure.
Coach of
60
the Year
wins, though.
is a award, you're absolutely correct, that is determined by expectations and the over delivery on the expectations. If you're able to shatter expectations, then that award is all you. But the thing about Joe is the expectations for the Celtics are very high. So not a lot of room for him to impress. And also, there's the caveat to this where him having a good team is going to take away from the respect that he gets. Kind of goes hand in hand with the expectations and results. But people are like, how much is he really doing? He's got Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, Jrue Holiday, Derrick White, Horford. This team's stacked. It's like when Ty Lue was the coach of the Cavs and nobody respected him because it was LeBron and everyone's like, LeBron's coaching and he's the puppet. And then he goes to the Clippers and everyone's like, this guy's one of the best coaches in the NBA.
Storyline.
It makes a difference who's playing for you.
It's a lot of storyline, which is why Mark Dagnall in OKC is the current betting favorite, because they are poised to be really good this year. And I mean, give him his credit. He's been a really good coach in the past few years, too. They had a good defense this year relative to expectations. There you go. What town is he from? Where is he from? Mark Dagnall.
So George Niang's from Lawrence. I don't think
Leominster is where.
Leominster. Okay.
Sam, quiz time. What three teams have never had a coach of the year winner?
Oh, good question. Okay. Now, do they have to have won the award with the team?
Yeah.
Miami?
Yeah. No, the Heat have had it once. It was in 97. Pat Riley won coach of the year.
Okay. Good start.
It's fun. Good question. I was happy with this.
I believe the Celtics have. I believe Jim
Celtics
O'Brien
had
got it.
Three Celtics have won. Do you know who?
Okay. Jim O'Brien.
No.
Chris. I'm gonna sound dumb.
Do you want me to say them?
Yeah, just say it. Casey Jones. No.
Red, Tommy, and Bill Fitch.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Let's see. So I'm just gonna run through teams that I know have gotten it. This is gonna be very fun for everybody. Celtics, Knicks, Raptors, Magic, Heat, Bucks. I think Budenholzer also won it with the Hawks. Okay. I'm gonna stop doing this because it's not good audio. I'm going to guess Brooklyn.
Yes, they are one. Never had it.
I'm going to guess the Clippers.
Yes, two. One more.
And I'm going to guess. I want to guess Memphis, but I feel like Fizdale got some love.
Memphis has won it before. It was, I don't know if it was Fizdale. Probably. It was Hubie Brown in 04.
Oh, Hubie, respect. Love Hubie.
Yeah.
Man.
Western Conference.
Western Conference. Okay.
Yeah. We'll get that.
Does
I'm surprised you got the
OKC
first year.
count
Yeah, they have had one.
as the Sonics?
Scott
Brooks get it?
Scott Brooks got it in 2009, 2010. Yeah.
I'll throw in the towel. I'll give up.
Timberwolves never had a coach of the
No,
year.
that was an easy one. Expansion team, never really been that great. That should have been a good guess. That should have been a logic guess.
Yeah, it's all right. All right. Thank you, Philip, for the question.
Thank you for sticking through it with us. That one.
I thought it was fun.
I do too. But...
RJ, exploiting offensive equity. Morning, guys. I'm feeling my math today, so bear with me. We love
Jack. When's the last time you took a math class?
When's the last time you took a math class?
I don't think I've taken math since I was a freshman in college.
I think sophomore in college for me. Yeah. So what is that? 6 years?
2018?
5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long time. You know what's crazy? I might have said this on the last show. So the last Spider-Man game came out in 20. I'm going somewhere there.
How
It came out in
Spider-Man
2018.
again?
Here's how. This is how my mind works. If you told me that I'd be playing the second game before the Celtics won a title, I'd be mad as hell. Like, you have to think of like where. Sorry to like derail RJ's question. We'll be back to it, but like you have to think of in 2018 where the narratives on the Celtics were and where the projections were. It was like this team's gonna win like 4 of the next 5 titles, and they have not won a single one.
Yeah. Tough. Tough luck for the Celtics. But RJ, with the love of analytics in the NBA and other sports these days, I'm always a little surprised when teams don't explore untapped value. With everyone launching more threes or diving to the rim, people for the most part are ignoring the blue of the mid-range, 10 to 16 feet. On the Celtics, we applaud Jaylen Brown for his unstoppable turnaround jumpers, but everyone else seems to be castigated if they take the open 12-footer. I love making the extra pass as much as the next guy, but passing up a clean look from 10 feet as the only one defender is closing isn't smart, in my opinion. In this year's preseason, we've seen Lamar Stevens try to be catch-and-shoot guy from international waters with the same success as Grant Williams in his rookie season. If teams sag off him, why not advise him to drive in closer as to bend the defense. Exploit equity wisely. Don't just follow an offensive idea dogmatically. Be well, RJ. I agree to some degree. I've been out on the mid-range more than Sam, but if you have an open midi, take it. And I think Lamar Stevens has taken some middies this preseason so far. He likes them.
I'm actually going to kind of push back on this.
Ooh.
Not that I don't like the mid-range, because I do. And I would, as I was literally talking to you, I was like, when's the last time you watched like an old NBA game? And all these guys are taking like the kickouts are just in the mid-range. But if somebody can't shoot the three, at least on the Celtics team, like let's say Lamar Stevens, then somebody's going to take his minutes because that's the way Joe wants to play. And if you really believe in that kind of analytical styled offense, you're going to find somebody that can help you and thrive in that.
Win that way. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to really rely on Lamar Stevens and he's helpful to you, I don't think it's hurtful to bring him in a few feet if he's really giving it to you on the defensive end. You're really thriving with him, helping you in that sense. That's a way to maximize him offensively, I would say. I think this is a good idea where you don't have to sit him in the corner, sit him on the baseline. You're still going to get some space. I think this is a really good point by RJ.
Look at that. I was not expecting you to push back on
Well, the only reason I push back is just because I'm like, well, this is what if you said to Joe, why would you not do this? He would be like, well, I'll just play somebody that can shoot the three.
Yeah, no, I see what you're
saying. But I think
agree.
in a playoff setting, you really like you've seen guys get played off the floor because they can't knock down threes. Like, for example, with the Lakers last year, Vanderbilt was an impact player on the defensive end, but then they stopped giving him run. If they just let him shoot a mid-range, they could have just kept him out there. I don't know why that more guys don't do that.
Can he shoot the mid-range?
Okay,
I don't know if he can shoot it up.
If you have somebody that can, like Lamar Stevens, who loves the mid-range. We've seen him hit the followays of the Evan Turner shots. Why not?
No, I agree.
Into it.
I agree. We'll see what happens. Next, 2 more emails here. Irony is from RJ. One of the 3 big names the Celtics have traded away, of the three big names the Celtics have traded away, the only one to log preseason minutes so far is the guy the Clippers passed on because of his injury.
It's true.
Yeah.
Marcus has a abdominal injury. Rob
Not
banged
sure.
knees real bad with somebody, and Brogdon cooked in his preseason debut.
I bet the
which we
Clippers
talked
look
about.
real silly. I bet they look silly. Question. Never thought about it this way. If you're the Celtics, I don't want you to think about. It's a twofold. Would they have done it, and would you have done it? If that original trade went through, where it was Brogdon for KP, right? Would you have traded Marcus in a Jrue trade?
I think that's a tougher sell. I don't know. I don't know what I would have did, and here's why. I think in the situation that the Celtics found themselves in after they gave up Smart already, the Band-Aid had been ripped off. The Porzingis aspect of it made it justifiable because everyone was like, well, this guy's going to give the Celtics something completely different, right? They're like, we were like, this guy's a guy you can post up late in game. You can change your offense, add a whole new layer to it. If you're trading away Smart for Jrue Holiday and you're also giving up Rob, you're like, is this really worth it for a slight upgrade? Even though Jrue Holiday was an all-star last year, his numbers were much better offensively than Smart. You have to assume that the role they will play on the Celtics is going to be similar. And at that point, you're like, do I really want to give up on Rob for this and throw in first-round pick or two to make this swap? I feel like it's a tougher sell.
I agree. I wonder if at that point you could say, okay, we'll give you one first-round pick or one in a swap or this and that or something or other, because you also wouldn't have had that Warriors pick to work with in the trade.
That's true.
Also, for what it's worth, I think I'm gonna I want to check myself here before I start. Does Marcus make more or less money than Brogdon? He makes more. He makes more, okay. $4 million more. So, or excuse me, Brogdon makes $4 million more. So it might have been even harder to do something. But I don't know. I think in the moment I would have had a hard time selling myself on it. But in hindsight, I think it would have been a smart move because I think this team, as currently constructed, is better than a Celtics team with Marcus and Rob instead of Jrue, in my opinion. But I think so.
I don't know.
I think Drew's that
Ask
good.
me in
that's my opinion.
9 months.
Sure. I will. We'll circle back to this email if you remind us, chat. Last email, I should say. Two-way contract details. Quoting from hoopsrumors.com. First introduced in 2017, two-way deals have undergone some real changes in recent years, and the NBA's new CBA has updated them further. Here are some key points to remember. Teams can now carry 3 players on two-way deals rather than 2. Two-way players are out. Two-way players are eligible to be active for up to 50 games of their team's 82 regular season games. If a team isn't carrying a full 15-man roster, its two-way players can only be active for a combined 90 games. Players on two-way contracts will earn a little over $500K, half of the rookie minimum. Additionally, from fansided.com, only players with less than 4 years of experience can sign a two-way contract. I looked this up after throwing out DJ Stewart could slide into Jay Scrubb's two-way spot rather than being cut. Figured I should look up the facts, and Stewart does meet the experience criteria. Be well. Also to note, players can have 5 years of experience or more if they didn't play in an NBA game in one of those years. Shout out to the Harry Giles rule. So I believe that, I think DJ Stewart could slide in. I don't know what they're going to do with that two-way spot, but quick rundown of two-way contracts here. Anything input, Sam? Or I think it's straightforward.
I think it's straightforward. I do think the who's going to fill Jay Scrubb's spot is interesting, but at the same time, it's like, who really has impressed you that would be up for it so far? Like, I don't think DJ Stewart's been wildly impressive. I think Nemi's been impressive, but he's already got one. Wenyen Gabriel hasn't impressed me too much. But if they want to convert Nemi or bump him up or do something with him, maybe that's an option. I don't think there's anybody that's like a surefire, hey, this guy's going to get it on this team. Maybe you wait till after the preseason and guys start getting waived and all of that, and then you can make a decision.
Yeah, I agree. Before we conclude and go to NBA, I need to do a quick. I got to play this on the podcast real quick. Derrick White is now the ambassador of Hot Hands.
How do you hot hand?
Oh, no way!
on the basketball court. So
Why is he number one?
those hot hands like Derrick. When the weather gets cold, Derrick brings the heat with hot hands hand warmers.
How do you hot hands?
How do you hot hands?
How do you hot hands? Derrick White has.
I love it. That's
I got
sick.
one.
Do you actually use hot hands? I didn't know that.
I have one. When I run, you put them in your gloves.
That's very cool. Oh, yeah, there's that. And then I know Bobby Kravitsky retweeted, so I want to find it. JJ Redick apparently got really mad.
Voice a little bit. I apologize for that. I'll try to talk as little as possible.
Wait.
I seem to have lost my voice a little bit. I
Off
apologize for
hair
that.
day for JJ.
I'll
Looks like he's right out
try
of
to
bed.
talk as little as possible.
5 minutes later.
Okay, this is lagging.
What the hell's going
Which
on?
brings me to one more point I wanted to make. Of these 150
Oh my god. Can we
people who claim to be basketball experts, how is Derrick White
it's
not
just
in the top 100?
All right.
okay, it's not cooperating, but you get the
Why
get the
does
point.
JJ sound like Doc Rivers?
That's good. That's a good tweet right there.
Yeah. On it.
I wish that video played because I wanted to play. I was gonna steal the tweet, but I figured you should tweet it because it was your idea. All right, let's move swiftly on to the NBA section of the podcast, and start with Klay Thompson. This is from. Let me find the sources here so I can just do it correctly. From Woj. I'm told that there has been absolutely no progress in a Klay Thompson extension in Golden State. They are both still apart on years and money, and there's a very real possibility that Klay Thompson goes into free agency next summer without a deal. I would be completely and utterly shocked if Klay Thompson doesn't find a way to stay with the Warriors. There's no way. He's not leaving Golden State. They'll find a way to get a deal done. They have until next summer. This is the equivalent of I was listening to Keith Smith and Trevor Lane on the Front Office show. Since he's in the last year of his contract, he can be extended up until June 30th. I think the date is next year. They'll get a deal done. There's no way Klay Thompson leaves Golden State. It just doesn't make sense for either party involved. Right? Am I right? Right? Like, there's no way he's not going to leave. He's
Well,
not
I don't
leaving.
know if he's going to leave. I think there's a lot of legacy aspect to that. I think Klay's been there long enough to where you can make the argument like the team kind of owes him or whatever. But I also think it's a very difficult spot for the Warriors because of the new CBA. It's like, do you really want to pay this guy a bunch of money? But you could say the same thing for Jaylen Brown. You can say the same thing for a lot of guys. It's tough to really put a price tag on some of these guys and what they mean to your team. If I'm playing an NBA 2K like fantasy draft league where Klay Thompson's just a guy, I'm like, well, I don't really want to pay him. He's declining and he has a history of injuries and he wasn't great in the playoffs last year. It may be tough to kind of come to a decision on a number. I know their front office underwent some changes this summer too. So it's no longer Bob Myers doing those deals with Klay. It's Mike Dunleavy. A little different.
Yeah, he'll sign. That's my take. That's my take on the Klay Thompson. NBA coaches are apparently split on load management. I don't think I heard anything about this, so I'm gonna let you read it and explain it to me and under so I can understand the context here because I don't really know what's happening.
The Athletic put out an article in response to their other article where the NBA was like load management's fake, and they pulled some coaches on it, talked to them. Coaches are kind of split on this. Some of them are like, hell yeah, like Steve Clifford says, I don't think anybody is against guys sitting when they're hurt or being in an older stage of their career where it's smarter for them not to play. Second night of back-to-backs, 4 and 5 nights. Nobody's against that, but let's face it and be honest now, that's not what was happening or is happening. Steve Clifford, anti-load management. Chauncey Billups, anti-load management. I've always kind of felt that way anyway. The only way you can convince me is if the science and the numbers say that, because I have to respect that, he says, in terms of the load management being effective. Those things are smarter than me. But my eyes tell me something different, and my experience in my career tells me something different. So those guys are against it. There are a few guys for it. An anonymous coach came out, called them out, said it's just PR. This is with a new CBA. He said there are plenty of other studies that prove load management makes sense from an injury and recovery standpoint. Sure. JB Bickerstaff. These don't just come down to coaching decisions. These are organizational decisions that are made in most cases. Some of them are player-led or whatever it may be, but most of the decisions are organizational decisions to find ways to keep guys as healthy as long as you can in the regular season. So these guys are split on the new Load management is fake from Joe Dumars, who was playing all the games when he was in the NBA. It is funny. Like, these guys don't play games. They start getting hurt. I mean, Paul Pierce got stabbed and played every game. So
What is your take? Play.
I don't really know. I think these guys should play. I do half agree with the coaches, especially anonymous one. Like, the NBA has just put out a new CBA that's like, guys have to play 65 games in order to qualify for awards. And now all of a sudden these studies come out. It's like load management bad.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what
What's
it is?
this?
Wendy was talking about it. NBA next year, new TV deal. They're negotiating. They're negotiating for a new TV deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they want guys on the court so they can get that money.
Handshake, Wendy, knowing ball. even though like they're doing the right thing, they're just doing it for the wrong reason.
Wrong reason. Yeah. Exactly. That's what it is. Also, I just saw a picture and it made me think, D'Angelo Russell, you really want to commit? Shave your head.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Shave
Yeah.
your head.
Good response to that.
Okay. Also didn't see this, Sam. Luka strained his calf. Is Luka hurt? Explain.
I'm
out of the loop today,
May
apparently.
miss the final preseason game. That's all I know. He had an MRI.
That's it.
Little update on
Okay.
Luka.
Is there like, is he going to be like, is it just day to day? Do we think he'll be fine?
From
Like,
what I've seen, they fear he may miss the last preseason game. That's as far as I've seen the fear reach.
okay. Gotcha. All right. Let me go off script here for a second. Kevin O'Connor, I think it was, put out an article about the Nuggets today for the
Yes.
Ringer. Inside the Nuggets. It looks really good. From everything I've seen, it's like a good article. Like, and it's true. Julian Strother's been killing it. Guy we talked about for the
Has
Celtics.
been.
Look at us, no ball. Tyler Rucker, nose ball.
Knows
Christian
ball.
Braun, good. Peyton Watson, good. A tidbit from it that I thought was funny, or that I saw on Twitter that I thought was interesting, was a quote. This was from Calvin Booth, the Nuggets GM. Some of these teams were trying to get Bruce, trying to make it worth it. It's just like, be careful what you wish for. Peyton Watson. Peyton's bigger. He's longer. He's more athletic. He guards better. He passes better. He doesn't have the experience, and he's not as good offensively yet. But we need defense more than we need offense on our team. So GM was basically like, "You want Bruce? Okay, buddy. So
Yeah, go ahead,
basically
pay
just shitting
Bruce
on-
Brown. We'll have this free guy, essentially free guy, just come fill up those minutes.
Yeah. So I need to read Kevin O'Connor's article, but I thought that tidbit.
Calvin
was
Booth says they're going to be a dynasty. Mike Malone says they're going to be a dynasty. Little nug love. Little
I'm
insight
not
for you.
not saying that it's, I'd love for that to not happen for the Celtics' sake. They're really fucking good though. They're really good. Nuggets are really good.
They are good, and their biggest weakness is that they lost all their depth, and then these young guys are like, no need to fear.
What's up? What's up, fellas?
Yeah, what up?
Hunter Tyson, Julian Strother.
They just come flying like Kramer.
Something else I put on here that we're gonna do. NBA jerseys update. Shall we take a look at some of the newest jerseys? I figured this would be fun. I figured you'd like.
You kind of scared me today. You DM'd me the Magic ones, which were already out, by the way. You didn't break news. And I was like, oh no, did the Celtics put out their fake jerseys?
The
But
Magic
there is some
PR
controversy.
thing was fun. What is the controversy? This is
You
the
sent
Magic
me
jersey,
it.
by the way. Oh yeah,
Not this.
What is the
Look at
controversy?
Markelle. Could have been a Celtic.
He's a beast.
A couple times could have been a Celtic.
What is the controversy? I'm forgetting, and I don't want to look at my
Kuzma
DMs.
tweet. You want me to go back? You want me to read it?
Yes. Can you read it? So I don't actually. I can pull it up. Let me pull it up.
Pull it up.
I don't want to share my.
Regurgitating what I've said for years.
Mhm.
Nike bad is the message he had.
Yeah, and this will be another jersey update. The Clippers jerseys just
Look
so
like
bad.
Wizards.
So bad.
They literally
so
look
bad.
like the Gilbert Arenas Wizards when John Wall was drafted Wizards.
Yeah, these are terrible jerseys. These are objectively bad. I mean, that's the corniest basketball I've ever seen in my life. This is awful. This is really bad.
And then Kuzma said, Nike is ruining the nostalgia of jerseys.
Mhm.
Every year, as you scroll away from it, every year.
No. Oh. There you go.
Every year it's a new I can't even say it. Hold on. I got it. New jersey, and what gets lost is the brand identity. It's true. It's true. But then some idiot in the replies was like, isn't that the point of city jerseys? It's like, well, actually, the point of city jerseys is for them to just make a ton of money.
Yeah.
Nike bad. This is like a
Pretty
whole
much.
like greed like block of the podcast. You have the load management, now you have the jerseys. Everyone sucks.
All right, let's catch up on some jerseys. These are the leaked Milwaukee jerseys.
What do you think?
They're not terrible. I don't hate them. They're whatever, but
So I don't hate these. The reason I dislike them is that they're so off-brand, and I don't like that.
they've had blue in the past.
They've had blue in the past, but like I don't know, it's like weird. Like it's never been like a main thing for them.
I would
they have
like
the little
this-
blue like on the underarm, and that's really it.
I would like this more if the jersey was the cream color and the stripe was green.
Well, you've heard about the cream jerseys, right? They can't have those.
I would like it better if the jersey was green and the stripe was green.
That would also look cool.
Backtrack. Yeah, I think it would look better. And then you could even leave the letters blue. If you want some blue on there. You know what I'm saying? Like you could even leave it a little a tinge of blue if you'd like it.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways, maybe we get Pete Rogers.
I actually think you're kind of onto something though. Like, in all seriousness, not so much like that specific design, but the idea in the concept that these jerseys, and this kind of goes along with what Kuzma had to say. These jerseys, even though they're different, should still maintain a lot of what the team branding has. So in your case, the jersey would still be green and cream, just like the logo. It would be recognizable. You would be like, that's a Bucks jersey. You see this, you're kind of unsure. If you're like kind of out of the loop, you're like, what? I thought they were green.
Yeah.
Why do they have like let's circle back to the Pistons last year. They had green alternates.
Well, speaking
the
of the
Rockets
Pistons,
had Sonics jerseys.
Speaking of the Pistons, here you go. Pistons jersey.
I don't think this jersey is that great, but I think the idea behind it is okay and somewhat acceptable.
It's a Rockets jersey.
Well, I didn't see that before. But the reason why that they went with this design is because of the Bad Boy Pistons, and they want to pay homage to that era of basketball. Now, the Bad Boy Pistons did not wear these jerseys, but they had the black pirate flag or whatever they had, and that was the black and white theme. So I can see that a little bit.
I don't know. They're too simple. I like simple jerseys. I don't know if I love these. I wish the Detroit was like blue. Have some blue. You wear blue. Have something that is blue and red. I don't know. Weird. Okay. What else we got? We have Clippers jersey. Did that. Suns jersey. All right, that's Detroit. This is the Suns jersey. El Valley.
That sucks. That is terrible.
Here's a better look.
Oh, maybe it sucks less.
I like the sides.
I like the sides. Yeah, I don't hate that as much. Little redeeming, and they have that the little cyan from the jerseys they rolled with last year for the Navajo.
I don't hate them. The colors are cool. The Suns, at least they stuck with their colors to some degree, right?
Yes,
you know what I'm saying.
Agree.
So, give that the respect a little bit there. All right, this is a really terrible image, but I couldn't find better pictures of all of them. But these are all of the city jerseys that we have so far as potentially leaked.
Can you zoom?
So yes, let me open the image in another tab so I can zoom. Okay. So
here we go.
Better, but this is better. Okay, let's go each one. Mavs
trash.
Bad. Chicago's the worst. Chicago's objectively the worst here. I'm sorry, it's so bad. That's horrible.
I lean that right now. The power rankings is Mavs 1, Chicago 2, as we've gone through them. Now, if you're listening on Spotify, shout out to our man that pulls up in the comments. The Mavs jersey is a gray jersey with blue trim, blue numbers, and the white Mavs on the chest with the font style of Atlanta.
How do you know that?
No, it's like the font style, like the show Atlanta.
Oh, okay. I will say, I hate gray jerseys. For gray jerseys, they're not terrible. For gray jerseys, they're not awful.
Gray and blue kind of works.
That is why, yes. Okay, and then Chicago's jersey is just like grayish black with the word Chicago like lined up on the very edge vertically, and the number awkwardly put. I think
this is a black jersey.
Okay, still, I don't care.
Still bad.
Still terrible.
Now, this could have been a good jersey. Here's how. If that Chicago that's on the side was still there, but there was a stripe, maybe you have the The
flag.
light blue and the red and the white. That's the Chicago
Mhm.
colors. Is
Yeah.
the stripe perhaps?
And then make the number bigger so it lines up better with the text.
Yeah.
Okay, Toronto. I don't hate the gold. They've done it before. It's just kind of
they're boys with Drake.
It's an inverted version of the black and gold jerseys, I think, with the stripes. It's fine. It's better than the first two. I'll put it that way.
Win one championship. Now everything's gold.
I like the Kings jerseys. I think
Kings
they're a cool throwback.
Top of the power rankings right now.
Good.
It is a blue jersey with the number on the left part of the chest. The right side of the jersey is a white stripe with Kings vertical. Looks great.
Memphis jersey, don't hate. Kind of weird. Whatever.
Kind of weird.
You see
don't
it,
care
but
for it.
Yeah, it's too minimalistic. It is basically MEM spelled out, but they're just 3 lines, and the lines for the M's are vertical and the lines for the E are horizontal. It's weird.
Yeah.
Indy is like a cartoon racing font with Indy across the chest. I like the concept of putting Indy on the front. Like, I think that's cool. Don't know about the execution.
Indy might be cooler if you spelled it with an I. Would be more symmetrical.
Disagree. I like Indy with the Y.
Also, this is just the Mavs jersey that they had a couple years ago. That was
the graffiti,
blue, like the graffiti.
Yeah.
It's the same.
That was
jersey.
terrible.
It's just Pacers concept. We got the Suns jersey that we already talked about. We have a Knicks jersey.
Don't hate the Knicks jersey. I kind of like the Knicks.
It's like the '90s Knicks.
I kind of like it with the
if
black
you're
side.
Nike, this is what you should be doing with jerseys.
People eat it up.
Do throwbacks.
Actually, you know what? Do throwbacks if you don't have a good concept, right? Like, example, Miami Vice jerseys hit objectively.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome,
yes.
Right. If you don't have a great concept to roll with, go to a throwback. I'm trying to think of another concept.
Raptors. They could just do the big fat raptor on the jersey that everyone likes. You could do even the Celtics. The Celtics in the 75th anniversary had 2 great alternate jerseys. You had the green with the drop shadow font, and you had the white one that was just classic. It was great. That's what you should do with the alternates for the Celtics. Do that.
The Grizzlies, Vancouver Grizzlies, go back to the Bears.
Do that. Cool. Easiest thing ever.
Pacers, go back to the pinstripes for Reggie Miller. I think they did do that.
Easy.
I mean, the Suns just straight up made it their normal jersey this season, and they're fucking sick. So,
agree.
All right,
sorry.
Let's go to the bottom 8 here. Heat culture, terrible.
Culture,
it literally
actually,
just
heat
says
culture,
heat culture,
the worst one.
It's the worst
one.
Yeah,
that's terrible,
horrendous. Okay, and I think heat culture is corny a little bit as it is. If you're gonna make it a jersey, they could have made it cool. This is the laziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
This is the worst. Like, we just talked about Miami maybe having the best city jerseys ever. Did a 5-year-old make this?
This might be the worst.
This is the worst.
Horrible.
This is terrible. How did anyone greenlight this?
Yeah, that's truly awful. Also, Kings on
if
here
this is
twice,
about jersey sales, nobody's buying that.
Yeah, that's bad.
That is a jersey that you see at like Target. That's like the Target version of like when you see like the jerseys. It's the shitty version.
This is the Heat, like spelled out Heat logo up top, and then culture in just like Georgia font, like just bad.
Even if you just did this jersey without culture and Heat was regular size, it would probably
be
better.
cool. Would be cool. Simplified, yeah. Lakers jersey is a Lakers 23 in the middle, and then Los Angeles like a triangle up top, and then
it looks
Lakers
like
bottom.
a house. They got a roof.
It does look like a house.
I
don't hate it. I think it's all right. It's weird, but I don't like. It's not the worst. I will say though, black jerseys just look better. Like objectively,
yeah, they do look better.
Cool. And as much as you can hate the Lakers, their color scheme is cool. Like purple and gold is iconic. I don't hate these jerseys. I wish the numbers were yellow still. Like it. I don't know why the purple numbers in the middle look weird to me. Or you know what I wish it was?
I see what you mean.
I wish the numbers was still outlined in yellow, but you got rid of the purple. It was just black.
Now, what if they just got rid of the Lakers on the bottom? I don't think they need the Lakers on the bottom of this.
Yeah, but then move it all down a little bit.
Yeah.
And then maybe less sharp of an angle with the triangle. I will say, I think the house portion, like the roof, is too steep because it looks awkward that the N is just like on top of everything.
Yeah.
So make it a little more like faded in. I don't know. Not terrible though. Rockets jerseys says H-Town with blue and red. I wish it was red and black, but these are very cool. I think these are cool.
So I was going to say I like these. And here's why I like them. It kind of gives a nod to when the Rockets had the little blue in their color scheme.
Yeah, I'll back it.
And I like the old-timey baseball type font too on this. I'm for this. I'm fine with it. The trim is minimalistic too. Like I like the simple stripe, nothing crazy. I like this jersey. I think it's a good jersey.
Speaking of good jersey, this San Francisco jersey is cool. The Warriors,
You like that?
It. I do. It's a black jersey. Yellow says San Francisco on the front with the 23 with like a little drop shadow in yellow and gold. I think it could again
with the doubled trim. They did the same with the Heat jersey, where one side's yellow, the other side's blue.
I don't think so. I think that's just the editing on here of background remover. Yeah, no, that's not blue. This is just the background.
Okay. I see. I got you.
Yeah. So you thought they were blue on just all of these jerseys?
No, I didn't notice on any other ones other than the Heat culture one. I was like, they went for the Miami Vice look, and then this one I was no. They went for blue and gold. The Warriors colors.
No. This is just all yellow and black here. I wish San Francisco was. It's just a little weirdly angled, but I like it.
That's the whole point.
I like the concept. And then I will say the Detroit jersey. I think it looks better here. I do think this Detroit jersey looks better there. So there's that. Also, shout out
numbers on it.
I have to assume they will.
The numbers like the Heat number where it's a little off center, like the same way it is above.
Maybe. I think this was just taken in a store and they were selling it without a number. I will also say shout out to the account. Let me find it here. And NBA uniform tracker. They keep track of these sometimes, and they also come up with their concepts. This Spurs jersey concept is fucking sick.
Yeah,
this is
jersey.
Awesome. With the Alamo outlined.
I didn't notice that.
Right? Makes it even better. Exactly. So shout out that. I thought catching up on uniforms would be fun. All right, Sam. Reddit post of the day.
Segment.
Run it.
Reddit post of the day. We are back. It was a lot of preseason highlights over the last couple of weeks, so there really hasn't been a whole lot of discussion on Reddit, on the NBA Reddit. But the question of the day, which team currently is in the worst possible situation? Obviously, we focus most years on the top team contending for a title, the incoming rookies, and those changing teams. Of course, we also gravitate to drama, whether it's your train wreck or your dumpster fire. But which team at this very moment is in the most unenviable position of being in the worst circumstance? Could be because they're not a contender, have no exciting young guys, maybe stuck or on the treadmill, or there is impending doom on the horizon. Which team would you least want to be following as a fan at this moment? Initial take.
Okay. I think there's two different answers.
Okay.
Least want to be following as a fan, the Bulls. They are. I think
that
they
might
haven't
actually just be the answer.
They haven't. Well, this is my thing. I don't think the Bulls are in the worst position in the NBA because they have a way out. It's just that they refuse to take the way out. You could trade Zach LaVine and get a decent package. You could trade DeRozan in the final year of his contract, get a decent package. You re-sign Vucevic to what is probably a pretty good contract. You could trade him eventually and get something back, right? And then you'll be left with Kobe White, who's shown some stuff, Patrick Williams, who's shown some stuff. Even if you want to flip Javon Carter and Torrey Craig, at the deadline, both of whom are on solid contracts, you get first-round picks for both of them. They're in a good position to start over. They just don't want to. And so that's why I think they're in the worst as a fan. Worst overall in terms of kind of stuck, the Hornets. Oh my God. Just awful. Just death. I mean, not only is your franchise just full of like the worst humans, but like you just suck. You're just bad at basketball too, which sucks. So yeah, not good.
So I think those are both great answers. And I probably think Chicago is the top answer, but I think the Clippers should get a shout. Here's why they don't immediately jump off the page at you is because Paul George and Kawhi are still there and load management has been apparently cracked down on. So those guys are going to have to play a bit more and maybe your record's better and maybe they stay healthy and the whole nine. And Kawhi was really good in the playoffs when he played last year. But your future's up the creek. A lot of trades. OKC just getting all the young Clippers with draft picks. They don't have a lot of draft picks. They do have Steve Ballmer, who's a winner. Steve Ballmer, who's building them a new arena that'll have all the toilets and a lot of space.
Very rich man, Steve Ballmer. Yeah, Clippers are a good shot. Raptors also, but for a similar reason of the Bulls, where they're just kind of doing
They just
nothing.
won't quit.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other ones. I
I think Miami's kind of doomed. Maybe not yet, but soon.
You have Bam and Tyler though. Like they're not the worst. I see what you're saying, but they're not the worst. Right now, Philly's
not great. Even Atlanta's
weird.
kind of not great. Like I don't really know what they're doing down there.
Yeah,
but they have ways out too.
They do have ways out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, both Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, I don't think is a good fit for them. But I also think, people will want DeJounte Murray. Like if you were to give up on him, let's just alley-oop. Let's just say Cat. Maybe you go get Cat. You swap those guys. And you make it work somehow. I don't know. But there are ways Cat, out. By the way.
Knicks apparently want Cat.
The Knicks have wanted Cat for years.
This is true.
Knicks lead the league in Photoshops. Them and the Lakers.
And the Heat. Sneaky answer. If you had asked this question a year ago today, it would be the Wizards, pretty clearly.
Still the Wizards, maybe.
Yeah. At least they have something to look forward to now. That's something being Jordan Poole chucking 30 shots a game.
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly has been cool. I haven't seen what he's been doing in preseason.
Two-way. Did a little mixtape on Twitter.
Did he?
He didn't. The team did.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I think Koulibaly's
doing steals and super cool dunks.
I think he's cool. He seems like he'll be a fun guy to watch.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's got a fun skill set. He's the prototype of whatever
he's averaging about. In 2 games, he has 7 steals and 2 blocks.
Dog.
That's crazy. Good for him. How tall is Koulibaly? I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent now.
I wonder if I think he's like 6'8".
6'6" still.
6'8", 6'6". He may have a lot to owe to Wemby. Does he get discovered as highly in as widely if it's not for Wemby and all those?
Does Tremont Waters play in the FIBA World Cup?
Yeah. Does he cook Jalen Brunson? Was that the video we did? Or no, it was the Peyton Pritchard one.
Yeah. We did. I think we did a Tremont one too, but
the Tremont one nobody cared. Pritchard, everyone came out for.
No. All right, let's do the rat list, Sam. Do you want to kick this off?
Yeah.
Run it.
Yeah, I do. Rat list. Now, I kind of did this last time, but this has happened to me a couple times since then. Rat list people that take forever at the front of a line. When you're at the front of a line, you have a responsibility to get in, get out, get what you need, and move on with your day. I went to physical therapy today. This woman was talking with the lady at the desk for who knows how long. I'm just sitting there waiting to sign in so I can go get stretched out and stuff, make sure my knee's okay. And it must have been 5 minutes of just chit chat. It's like, what are you doing here?
Hot take?
The coffee shop? Go ahead.
Rat list the worker, not the person. Say, let me help this person.
Well, the worker can see me. Yeah, okay.
Worker needs to be at least included in the rat list. That's a rat list. Right. Shit. Right. At least be like, hold up one sec. We can talk in a sec. Hi, let me get to you. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. It is her job to keep it moving, not the customer's job to respect. Rat list the customer for being an asshole regardless, but it is literally the worker's job to serve people, and she's just not.
No, it's true. It's true.
Or
coffee shop.
I don't know what it was there.
They got the little glass display with all the bagels, all the different flavors of bagel, and you got somebody. What's that one? What's that one? What's that one? What's that one? And I'm just sitting there, and I get the same order every day, and I'm ready to go. There should be I don't know what I want yet. You go ahead.
I had a bagel this morning from a local place, Back Bay Bagels. My sister's boyfriend brought over cinnamon sugar bagel.
Cinnamon sugar, excellent.
Yeah, so good.
Great bagel. So they have this app that's called Too Good to Go, and I may have told you about this before, but I don't know if I've said it on the pod.
This is
and what it is you can go and look locally to see, are there local stores, restaurants that may be throwing out extra food at the end of the day, and you order and it's really, really cheap and you get hooked up with an order. So I did one at a bagel place and they just hooked it up, dude. I had 10 bagels when I came back. It was $3.
Look at, I'm just look at this cinnamon sugar bagel.
One of them, cinnamon sugar.
So good.
Yeah. You're sitting there thinking about it.
Love it. Back Bay Bagel is very good too. I'm gonna rat list Worth, who I didn't know how to spell his name. You corrected the spelling.
I feel like Worth is unrat listable. He's one of the great human beings that I know.
This is a joking rat list. Worth is an awesome dude.
I know why you're going to say he's on the rat list.
I was playing basketball last night. Sam was playing. We were playing basketball. I'm guarding. We had a great run. We only lost twice. I think we're 4-2.
Yeah,
whatever. And the only reasons we lost those 2 games was because of Worth. I was guarding Worth. Now I am slow as shit. Sam can confirm. Just I got up a couple times. I
Jack
was getting
is
up and down a little bit.
A smart person with his stamina. He is not a throw me the ball, and then doesn't get back on defense. He is a stays back on defense guy.
Mm-hmm.
Respect.
And I'll get up a couple times. Like I got out in transition a couple times. I made a couple layups in transition. But I stay back because my thing is I know I am not fast enough to get up on offense with the guys if they're on the fast break. So I'm just going to stay back and play defense, and I can stop the fast break if the other team gets one. So my contribution, since I know I am not fast enough and I can't contribute in that way, is to just guard the opposing team's best player, which is what I did. And I guarded Worth. In my defense, for the most part, I think I did a pretty fucking good job of guarding Worth last night. There's only so much you can do. But Worth is huge.
He's a tough cover.
He's huge. He can shoot. He is
sweaty.
He's sweaty. He's effectively Nikola Jokic. He
is a 6'3" Jokic.
Yeah, on our level, he's Jokic.
Yeah.
The worst
good
is
comp.
the fucking give and go where he gets you to bite on
give
a
and
pump
go
fake.
is the worst.
He
If you
gets to bite
saw
on a pump fake.
for the listeners, if you saw the Wemby clip where he does the give and go and dunks from like the free throw line, that's Worth. Except he's just like really fast, like off that.
Worth literally
tough to guard.
made me snap my ankle doing the give and go last night.
Oh no.
You saw it. You were there.
I didn't know that was what caused it.
He did the pump fake and did the give and go, and I was trying to get back, and when I was coming down, I tried to go too quick, and I just stepped on the ankle, which is feeling all right. But the reason Worth is rat list, because not only is he good in the post, which I was banging down low, he can just shoot from wherever the fuck he wants to sometimes if he gets hot. And so I forget what the score was, but we were at the point where they had, if we were playing to 11, they had 9. So a 2 wins it and a 1 gets them 10, whatever. So Worth is, I'm going to reiterate that I am slow as shit, that I am not quick. I was sprinting on defense, shuffling my feet. That was probably the best perimeter defense I've ever played. You were there. You watched me hustle my ass off
on this play in particular.
Yes. I'm getting around screens. Guys are helping me, and I'm getting back. We're not switching. I'm staying on Worth.
I'm like, step back.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting there. I'm guarding him. Gets 4th screen in a row. Worth is doing laps at this point. He's fucking with me. Gets to the top of the key. Gets a screen. I fight over it. Get my hand all the way in his grill, and he just sinks.
Doesn't even hit the rim.
Not even a question. Sinks a 3. I just head and hands.
That's just one of those things where I saw him step back and get in his rhythm, because when I play with him 2, 3, 4 times a week, and I often am the one guarding him. And when he's able to just get in that motion, you know it's going to go. It's just one of those big time muscle memories. Step back to the left, and it's going to go.
I stand by that possession was maybe some of the best defense I've ever played.
No, you can play good defense and have him make the shot. NBA players would be listening to this right now and be like, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
This is what it's like.
I was talking to Worth in one of the next couple games about the post, and he goes, some of these shots, I'm just not getting the ball rolling. I said, what? You're just going to say, go fuck yourself, Jack? Your defense doesn't matter? Like, what do you mean the ball's not rolling in for you? We're not going to, credit my defense at all, buddy. What the fuck you want from me? But yeah, not really rat list because he's a great guy, but motherfucker hit that shot. I was so mad. That was a game we should have vlogged and put up on the channel. It was good runs last night. It was really good. That was fun. Fun. Oh, so sorry. While I'm there, rat list Henry. Fuck off, buddy. You're
I can't believe this is making on.
Stare camera. Henry, stop fucking fouling on screens, you mother. I am guarding Worth.
He undercut you.
Yeah. Let me reiterate what, and Sam can confirm. I am on Worth's ass, off ball, on ball, not giving him any space. He catches the ball in the post, and I don't exactly remember what happened, but Henry for some reason thought he was driving or something, and he ended up in the post, and Henry was mad at this point because they had lost a couple games, and you got guarded by Henry in transition a couple times. I'm just gonna say it. Henry just fouls. Henry fouls a lot.
Henry is an aggressive defender.
He is, and you respect it because you like that type of guy on your team that'll try. But I am about to. Henry thought Worth was gonna drive, and so he was setting a screen, but instead the screen, the screen Henry set was just to shove me in the back, which shoved me into Worth, which I got called for a foul on.
You should have just made him laugh.
And I, at that point, not only, and this was something that you missed because I was so mad at the foul and adrenaline, that hurt like hell because Worth is a big dude. And so I am like bodying Worth in the post. And so he's going into my chest and that hurts.
Yeah, it's
my stomach goes directly into Worth's back. I almost vomited because Henry just full shoves me into Worth. My whole chest and stomach just runs into his back. And I was like, ooh, I like knocked the wind out of me. And I immediately turn around. I go, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was a great moment.
And then they called the foul, and I was like, wait a second. But they got the ball. But yeah, Henry.
I am a big time like see you guarding Worth, and I'll give you a little reinforcement. Like I'll hold your back, give you a little extra strength. But that's not what Henry did. Yeah.
No, you need it. You need it. I mean, Worth was seeing 3 bodies every play though. Everyone was just guarding Worth. Fuck, poor guy, my ass. He deserves it. Anyways, sorry. Ball was fun. That was the most fun I've had a ball in a while. I love that shit. I'd much rather do that than score like 10 points. I love like guarding like the best player. That shit's so fun. But yeah, very
so fun. Friday, I went to a event. It was a fundraiser event. My girlfriend put it together. It was great. They raised money. At the event, they had a DJ. Now, this DJ, Ratless Tim, the DJ, at this event, people were trying to talk. People were giving speeches. They were talking about, we raised money for this. Thank you very much for coming. All the proceeds are going to this place. We want to thank this person for helping us put it together, whatever. This man's playing sound effects in the middle of them speaking. That'd be like us doing a podcast and they were bad sound effects. Some of them sounded like nails on the chalkboard. I'm just like, what is happening here? Like, imagine you're just like, also, not for nothing, there's like 100 people at this thing. Like, you're trying to just get up there and speak. Not everyone's we talk in front of a camera, and it's different if you're in front of a crowd. Jack and I would probably fare better than most people because we're used to speaking into a microphone. But that's no simple task to get up there and like start talking. Then you got some.
I don't like public speaking.
Just hitting the soundboard while you're trying to like thank people for coming to charity.
He just clicks the Jeopardy theme. Dude.
It wasn't even that. It was just like he was like trying to like put. It was like sirens and stuff. It was like, what is happening here? Just let them talk. So you had that crazy guy.
Yeah.
And then you have the salt. So they did like a salsa lesson. And this really pissed me off because I actually was interested in learning. I wanted to learn how to salsa because I think it looks cool. Well, I don't know how to dance. You ever go to things and you have to dance and you don't know what to do? You went out this weekend. I'm sure you experienced this.
I did.
And you don't know what to do. The salsa is a nice little, you look very smooth. You look great. So they lined us all up and they're like, okay, this is how you do it. And they're going kind of fast. And then they're like, we're going to teach you the new thing. And like, everyone's like, we don't even know the first part yet. They're just going fast. And so they teach you how to do like I think there's like 2 different dances. One of the salsa technically is by yourself. And then there's this other one that's with a partner.
Yeah.
And then they're like teaching us to do the partner one, but they want us to keep switching partners. 1, I don't want to dance with just anybody. And 2, I mean, if you're learning something as a team, you don't want to keep just switching people out.
So wait, you were dancing with Kalen, I assume, and then they were just like, yeah, switch partners.
Yeah, they were like, switch. I was like, what the hell?
Nah, that's a tech.
Not for nothing, I don't know anybody at this thing. I'm not
yeah. Did you just dance with somebody else?
Yeah, dancing with some guy. It's just like, all right, we're learning.
That's so awkward. Why would you want to dance with anybody else but the person?
I didn't want to. It soured it for me. I was very excited. I was like, oh, I'm going to learn how to dance. I'll not look like an idiot. I was like, this is great.
You know what? Actually,
that's
not
not learn how to dance.
Yeah.
I did look like an idiot. I did.
Now that you say that, I remember doing that because so when we did God damn it. My freshman year when I first joined it's show choir, it's Glee Club, right? The dance singing thing.
Yeah.
We learned salsa like at the first time we got together, and they did make us switch partners every time. And
maybe
so
that's starting to practice. So that's like half off the rat list, but still like they went way too
No, it's
fast.
still weird. It's still weird. You still don't like it. Your story reminded me of everyone. I'm just in a good mood. We're going a while, but I'm just having fun now.
That's fine. Jack's in a good mood. I'm not busy. Yeah. Who cares? I paused. Jack, I'm waiting for Jack, and he's like, I'm going to be a minute. I'm like, okay, I'll start the Spider-Man mission. And then as soon as I hit start, he's like, okay, I'm here.
I said a minute. I did say it. Hey,
it's okay. I'm just teasing.
Your story of we don't even remember the first part reminds me. I was in my math class, high school. I think it was junior year. Me and two of my friends were in the class, like two of my good friends. And teacher goes, okay, we're gonna be learning this. You should remember this from middle school. This is junior year of high school, so this is well removed. We all just stare at her like idiots, like, huh? What?
We're gonna try our best.
Yeah, well, we're like, no idea. And she goes, you guys remember this, right? And no one talked. And Travis, who was a kid in my grade, just she goes like, Travis, do you know this? And he goes, I have not seen that at any point in my life. Just straight up goes, no fucking clue. And then she goes, what about you, Seamus? Seamus, who's like one of my best friends, he goes, yeah, I'm with Travis. I got nothing for you.
Yeah.
And then the whole class just started going, yeah, I don't know. And she got really mad. She's like, how do you not remember this? I'm like, dude, it was 2 years ago. Like, I have no idea what this is. This isn't honors math. This isn't AP.
Yeah.
We're here to get by. Like, nah. So that's what it reminded me of. Ratless lady driving today. I get it's just like a normal road. It's not like a highway or anything.
Okay.
It's 30-mile-an-hour road, right? It shouldn't be. It should be 40. But
yeah, probably should be faster. Was my first instinct.
I'm going 25 and braking every 2 seconds.
Oh.
Right behind this lady. I'm angry. I usually get mad, but I just deal with it, right? Like I'll just turn like, fuck this. I almost honked. Like I'm at the like it's so bad that I'm almost like, what are we doing? Get out of the way. Get towards the end of the road. She puts her blinker on, going right in. Like there's nothing to go right into. There was a driveway, but then she like rolled past the driveway. So I'm like, what are we doing here? She pulls over and puts her hazards on. I pass by her. She's got a sandwich in one hand and a phone in the other. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I text and drive. You know, you do what you need to do sometimes. You can look at the phone.
Sometimes you text and drive.
Not
sometimes
perfect.
You go to court for it.
Exactly.
Sometimes the state sends you a fake you lost your license letter.
Mm-hmm. But this was the most egregious distracted driving I've ever seen. Like personally. So Ratless, they got me real angry this morning.
She ruins it for the rest of us that might be kind of good at it.
Agree.
Yeah. Let's see. You got more than you got like 3 or 4 things to go here.
Yeah. Oh, this is a funny quick one. Since we were on the topic of basketball, I made it through basketball last night without breaking my glasses. We did it.
Good job.
I get home, walking into the bathroom, just fucking smack my face on the door and break my glasses.
How do you hit
the
door?
I don't know. I like closed it too soon and just nicked my glasses, and I had to re-up on the super glue. It was just, and it's usually I get home from basketball, I super glue them while I'm in the shower, so they're like fine. But like I had like it happened while I was about to shower, so I was just like working after just blind while I was super glued. But it was just like went the whole night all good and just get home.
Yeah,
see you later.
That is just a kick in the nuts.
Disaster. It was a disaster. Yeah, tough. Very
all
tough.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
You or me?
Neither of these are good. So if you want to close, I can go.
Mine's just very quick.
No. Close with this. Close with the one I pulled.
Okay.
That's the closer. Right. 2 quick ones. I went out with my friend Danny, friend of the pod, longtime friend of the pod. Came up with the original name of the pod, Beast.
Yes.
Shout out from the rafters. R.I.P. 1. We went to a karaoke bar to end the night, which is fine. Don't mind it. This dude got up and saying he was fine. He was cool. And then some guy on the sideline just started yelling like obscenities at him, which is just like you're just an objectively bad human. Like you're just a bad person. Like, and when I say obscenities, I mean, he's like borderline, you say something, right? Because it was rude. like words you shouldn't say to people. Also in the line of the DJ, Sam was out on loud music. Just like
all the way out on it. All the way out on
deafeningly
loud music. Couldn't agree more.
It's so bad. And I put on here because we started the night, me, Danny, and two of his friends, Mike and Graham, shout out. Mike, who said he would defend me in the comments of the video I sent him saying I don't know basketball from frogs. Thank you, commenter. And we just sat around the table naming random college athletes all night. Like we were just naming shit. We were just having fun. It was like the ultimate, like, yeah, this is a good time.
Me and the boys just hanging out.
Exactly. So that over loud music at the bar. But that's all I got for
music so much, man.
It's so bad.
There's nothing I hate more than going out somewhere with people I want to spend time with and then not being able to talk to them.
You know what?
It's
I will
the
say
worst.
I didn't hate it the other night as much because there were enough good songs where we could vibe and like sing to together as a group, whatever. Like that's fine. I enjoy songs that like but half the time he was just playing remixes. Like worst part, like he'll play a song with a beat that's super iconic, but then he'll put other words over it, so you're so hyped for one song and he just runs it with a remix. It's out on it.
Did I send you the video of me at the club the last time I went when it was like July and they started playing Christmas music and I was mad as hell?
I believe it. That sounds like something you'd be very angry at. Yeah.
I was like, you got to be kidding me. And then I left.
Yeah, there you go.
I said, I don't need to be here. I have no ambition to be here. I have no goal being here. I'm just sitting here getting my eardrums destroyed.
Respect.
So second to final rat list, my penis. So here's why. You ever pee and then like your pee gets split into two streams?
Yeah.
And then you make a mess everywhere. That happened to me the other day in the middle of the night, and I was not happy.
That's a disaster.
Too pleased with what should have been a quick wake up back to bed.
Yeah, it's a mess.
It's devastating. Why does that have to happen to us?
That's tough.
Is it because we don't have to give birth?
Yeah.
That the price we pay?
I don't know if those two equate. I don't know if they make it even. Oh man. All right, do your last one. Do it. Hit him.
Final rat list is still time. Still time. Spider-Man is not here yet. It is Tuesday when you're listening to this. There is it's not here yet. I'm just sitting here thinking about Spider-Man.
I will say, is that an actual LA Times thing or is that like?
Yeah. So I bought this like way back in June, I think, when the Spider-Verse movie came out. I saw it at the store and I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. It's got all these little pictures like this.
I will say, from the brief things I've seen and what you've sent me, tempting to just buy a PS5 and play the new game.
I bought a PS5 last December in lieu of this, in anticipation of this. I was like, I have not seen a PS5 on the market since it came out in 2020. I'm going to buy one because I don't want to have this time roll around. Imagine if I was just sitting here with my poverty PS4. Imagine that. I'd be devastated. I wouldn't have any will to live. The Celtics team is good enough where I think it would get me out of bed, but I'd be devastated.
You can buy a PS5 on Amazon.
You can?
Yeah, I think so.
There was like 2.5 years where you could not get a PS5.
Yeah, there was a minute there where it was bad.
I got mine.
Do you need to play the first game in order to understand
play
the second game? Okay.
You're not going out. You're not going to any practice tomorrow. Oh, you're going to the game
and shoot around in the morning. So I am going.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Wednesday you're not doing anything.
Might play basketball. They're balling Wednesday at Health Tracks.
Yeah, probably.
I might make the trip. It got me hyped up on Sunday. It felt good to play again. So I might make the trip.
Yeah, you can come.
All right. Anyways, that's all I got for Atlas.
Yeah. Download it. Download the game.
I might have to. I think I will. Maybe
just sitting here thinking about it.
Sam for Spider-Man. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate you very much. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to subscribe to Playback again Thursday, October 19th. We're rocking there. We're watching Celtics Hornets, us and a guest of the program. Make sure to tune in. Make sure to follow us. Just how about them Celtics over there. Subscribe to the channel. Check us out on Spotify and Apple. And leave us a comment. We appreciate it. Shout out to our friend from Uruguay, too. Sent us a nice message.
Yes.
Appreciate you for tuning in.
He's out there hooping.
Yeah, on the football pitch.
Yeah.
But he's beast. He's beast. All right, Sam, take us out of here.
Yes, thank you very much for listening or watching. If you're watching, you're on the YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Leave a like. Tell us how excited you are for Spider-Man in the comments. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple. We have our one listener that comes in the YouTube comments to tell us how hyped he is about listening on Spotify. So you can listen there as well. Follow, leave a nice 5-star review, say something nice about us. You can also find us on playback because we're going to be there on Thursday. So you better be there. We're no longer asking. Put it on the thumbnail. You can find us on socials at How About Them C's. That's Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. The Facebook page is active too. That's just the name of the podcast. You can find our live streams there pregame as well as YouTube. You can follow Jack on Twitter at JacksMyNBA. You can follow me at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus. These guys are ridiculous.